Oh, so right now we're considering making a YouTube channel about cars. Just tell us if you'd be interested in that. Cars that we could review. I have a Dodge Durango 06, 08 Cobalt, which is a pretty shitty car, but it's a lot of fun if you drive it right. Mazda CX-5. My neighbor's got a Camaro that I can't drive, but we can show you around it. 2001 Camaro SS. E350, S550. I can get those cars now, and then hopefully I can get some other cars. I think I might have a 328 Xi, who a friend of mine has, that I might be able to get on the channel. So tell us what cars you're interested in, and we'll try to get them out on the channel. My friend Brad, we're in his Mustang right now. It's a 98 Mustang. So how much did you get it for, Brad?
Got it for $1,500 on Craigslist.
So it's a 98 Mustang GT with a 5-speed manual in it, and aftermarket exhaust and a racing clutch, you can hear. So it's, what would you say? The biggest issue with it right now is that the brakes are quite warped and they shake a lot under braking. Yeah. This is the car Brad learned to drive stick on. He got it like a month ago.
Yeah, a couple weeks.
And this is the only car I've ever driven in stick. So I don't have much basis to compare it to, but it's fairly long throw, and with the racing clutch it's very stiff. Alright, so we're gonna do a pull here. A little grind there. So this thing came with 225 horsepower from the factory, probably still putting out somewhere around there. Probably lost some horsepower, but also gained a little from the aftermarket suspension. A few things he had to fix in the car was the driver's side seat was not bolted in the front, so it would kind of tilt back anytime you accelerated. I think both the seats are collapsed, so there's kind of just like a big indent where your butt should go. And then outside, the headlights are pretty useless, I would say. And then the paint's awfully faded, because what state was this in?
It was in Arizona.
Yeah, so the previous owner was in Arizona, and so some of the stuff's not great in it. A little faded. From the outside, some of the things that are not so great about it, the headlights are super fogged over, and apparently that one fell out, so they glue it, and now glue is running all down. There's some marks here. The previous owner said he hit a deer and it kind of got stuck under the wheel, so that was lovely. And then the wheels, those could be replaced. They're not the best looking or probably the best performing. Inside, those are just stock brakes. They're awfully warped, so those got to be fixed. And you pretty much just said you bought the cheapest tires you can get, right?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, so the tires are by far nothing special. And then just a small dent on the side. Everything else is pretty good though. The bodywork's all fine. No tints on any of the windows. Aftermarket exhaust, kind of corroded on the tips, you know. That's great.
Scott's over here driving the Mustang.
This is only my second time ever driving stick. The other first time was in this car also. So pretty new to this. So the dead pedal on this car isn't really flat, which is sort of strange. And the clutch is unbearably heavy if you're not. So pretty much unless you're just changing gears, if you're sitting at a stoplight, you're gonna want to put it in neutral because your leg literally gets tired out. So that's one of the only cons. The exhaust is pretty loud and the car shakes unbearably when you brake it. Put the brakes on. It's not quite as bad as it was before. Did you change anything?
No. I changed the oil at least. what's it called? Bled the brakes.
Oh, so you put in new brake fluid?
Yeah, and then took out all the air out of the lines.
So the brakes seem a little bit better than they were before, but they're still pretty badly warped.
I would ship them.
I know I want to, but like... Yeah, I did pretty good that time. So the clutch is a really high take point in this car. So when you're trying to start, a lot of times it'll, if you're not used to this car, or just, you'll rev it a little bit too much before it finally catches, because it's really high. Let me know if you enjoyed it and if you want to see other videos. Just so you know, hopefully we'll get the quality of these videos up. We'll sort of make a mount if you want more videos. Hopefully I can get more cars to drive from people who I know.